Yeah, I'm from like Technical University of Berlin, so I am the founder of the Transformation Hub for the city. Yeah, so we do like yeah. Okay, so yeah, okay. Okay, I'm super happy because like I called Charles. So and yeah, so hello again, like to the live streamers and to the ones who's hearing the podcast. I am Bengt Beck, the host of ShiftSet by Sustain All Transformation Hub at Technical University of Berlin. And yeah, so my podcast, and this is like it's gonna be about like how do we shift like the perspectives that people moves for change, how to like gather people, how do we like take people with their hands and walk through the change. And since we are at the Creative Workers Festival, and since you are doing this festival, so I'm super happy to have you here. And maybe also can you give like from your experience and like what is actually maybe one change you think has the most impact maybe for the sustainable transformation? And you can maybe also, of course, tell about yourself.
No, that's all fine. I mean, that's a good question because actually, I was trying to write something the other day. I mean, you might know that I'm always trying to do a project with a place in the city, but I write in order to reflect and get it out of my head. But I was trying to write something which was what triggers change and the transformative effect. And in a sense, that's what you're talking about. And in thinking that through, unfortunately, the obvious thing was crisis. Because let's just take COVID as an example. The amount of innovations that occurred immediately was incredible, and OECD, OPSI, obviously monitored those and stuff like that. And what happened is that unfortunately people, what they did in the end, they went back to what they thought was an exotic destination, which was the past, when they actually in lockdown had the potential to see that you could do things quickly. So that reinforced my notion that it's a crisis, because you then can't just stay as you are.
No.
Then the other way, which is of course more aspirational, is to say missions. I've got a mission, I've got an ambition, I want to achieve this, and so on.
Yeah.
Then,
Where does it come, this emission from?
well, I think, which is quite interesting, because I did a little mini book called Cities of Ambition. I interviewed lots of people, high up, low down, not low down, but you know what I mean, different levels, and said, I don't like the idea of the word vision, because vision is sort of, oh, I've got a vision, I don't know. But the ambition is an energy. And my slogan for the book is, and this is what I discovered looking at all these cities, that they seem to say this sentence: it's not okay to be okay. So they said that to themselves: it's not okay to be themselves, to be okay. Now that meant they weren't completely depressed because they sort of felt, I mean, let's say if I was trying to just make myself look a bit better and, I don't know, washed my face or something like that, that might be another version. It's not okay to look like rubbish. So there's that. Now, in the end, there's also the other thing which you can go into a more intellectual version, but I think it's really the two things I've mentioned, plus someone saying to you, you don't believe in this, yeah? You don't think this could work, you don't think this is interesting, then taking them to this place that is interesting, and then they just see what might work or something like that. And I did a piece of work a long time ago about how librarians might change, speaking to friends, looking at something on the internet, whatever. And it was actually going, let's say with their colleagues or someone, or a skeptic, to, let's say, a library that's interesting.
And so, and then you realize like this person, like maybe it's like coming also from this ambition, like maybe coming from also this intrinsic motivation. Of course, like maybe I am motivated, or like I feel my core, where I feel where I belong, and want to change it, So maybe this is also something. And yeah.
That is something, and I think you just went towards your stomach, which is a bit like, a visceral feeling, and that's quite true. And I think, therefore, the other point, which I haven't mentioned, which you're triggering in my mind, is this question of a compelling picture of what could be. So let's talk about sustainability.
Yeah.
So instead of using that particular word at the moment, one might use some other
Yeah.
way of talking about it and giving the person that sense of, we're in a little mini room here where there's a tree growing through the roof, just feeling you're so close to nature or something. And you might then say, do you like being close? Isn't it, let's call it beautiful for the sake of argument, but it's that image in your mind that you viscerally feel. And one of the things I think also related to that is when I'm interviewing people or doing whatever work I do, I've often felt there is a yearning, this yearning. And so what I'm often yearning is one of my favorite words, Sehnsucht, saudade, oh my God, isn't it? Oh my God, to try and develop that feeling. And particularly with people who might be skeptical, and you might ask them, hey, just tell me about an experience you really liked or an environment you really liked.
Yeah.
And
To
often,
bring them like to this imagination space that they are there and that they are like feeling and maybe seeing, and yeah, this is like the feeling, the sense, the senses.
exactly. So, I mean, on my website, you can download a book called The Sensory Landscape of Cities, and there I went through every sense and how people respond to the senses. And then I did another little book called Psychology and the City, which was again about what is the feeling you have.
Yeah.
So for me, a lot of it is also about not drawing pictures, but drawing pictures in people's minds and to try to generate yearning. But the way I would go about it sometimes, it all depends on context, is not to go boom like that. You need to be changed or something like that. You might just say something like, which I've done historically, say, hey, tell me, just describe to me a great street or something. And then people do that.
And then bringing them to the.
And then you say, well, could we do that? And they say, there are these obstacles. And then they might see the great street they want in their mind, which has been described, and then the reality, which is soulless or something like that.
So building the story.
Yes, that's a way of saying it. But again, as you know, you wouldn't, let's say, go to someone and say, can we just build a story about this? You would sort of do it indirect. You might just, like we're having a chat and then you just sort of suddenly are pushing in questions. And that's the way I would do it. The other technique, was quite often I used to be asked this question, what is the value of culture? What is the value of creativity, blah, blah, blah. And then I'd heard by someone, I don't know what it was, but I adapted it. And so because that person is saying, what is the value? What is the value of sustainability? What is it? They're sort of challenging you to justify yourself. So I now say, hey, what is the cost of not? And then they're a bit like that. Then you could probably get into, there was recently that flood. Might that have been avoided or whatever? Do you know what I mean? So you can't see my hands on the podcast here, but sliding around a bit.
Yeah, changing like changing the maybe like the flow that they are that they can be at the end of the day like they are flowing and they are not aware like what actually we are taking them, but then they have this at the end. Actually, So maybe
I'll give you a simple example. For 5 years, we did a project called the Intercultural City. So we weren't interested so much in I wanted to change the way we talk about it, not multicultural. Okay, I don't know where you come from. I'm not interested in that. What I'm interested in is we're in the city. What are we going to do together? So there was a lovely festival director in Australia, and she had a project called Let's Dance. For 14 days it happened. The first day, a few people. At the end, 2,000. she never said, let's dance, it was samba or that. Hey, you need to really meet a Brazilian or you need to meet a Pakistani. You suddenly find, oh, do you want to dance? So you're dancing, we're dancing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. It's yeah.
So you're not labeling it in that way. So that might make me sound like a manipulator.
But yeah, actually, all the politicians are also like this, no? I mean,
yeah.
So, but this is also where I see sometimes like myself as like one of the manipulators, like regarding to changing people's mindset. Because yeah, I mean, as you said, maybe we won't say it directly, but I think we need to take hands and walk together and like be part of this.
Yeah.
All together, this like dreamy space and yeah. But I thank you for your time.
No,
I
that's
know
great.
You need to go and.
Are you? Can you send me the link to the podcast?
I will send it to you.
Can I give you my
yes,
whatever?
Please.
Where is my phone? Here.
Yeah, I just say thank you for the people who is
Thanks,
in the live stream.
We love
in
you
the live stream.
and all of that.
Yeah. And yeah, you can follow the shit set by Stan All. I will send.
So just write it here,
Yes,
and there you do all the thing.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people are watching in the stream?
I really don't know, to be honest. Like technical stuff, they're doing that.
But where did we meet before, if we ever did?
You know, yeah. You know what? Like so there was like this transformathon. There was
Oh
like,
yes.
Yeah, and then but you were online, and I had this like group, and then we won at the end.
Yeah.
So you were mentoring, like kind of. You were. Yeah. This is like where I saw you first time in my life online. So, but now then in real, so I'm super happy. So this is my number. So how do we do it?
That's fine. That's all
you
fine.
call me.
No,
like,
that's fine. Look here. Now I go. Is it Bengisu or Bengisu?
Bengisu.
Bengisu. Yeah, I like
and
that.
su means water in Turkish, and Bengisu is like the water when you drink, you don't die anymore. So it's like eternal.
Okay. And where in Turkey were you from originally? Istanbul.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm saying hello. Then I've just said that. And you send. I'm just going to say send me the link because I'll then put it on my website or other things or my Substack.
Yeah, I will put I will also send you the link when it's published. Yeah.
So the point is, I'm trying to do a podcast. So what I could do is that thing there.
Yeah.
Is a recording machine or whatever. What's that?
Yeah, this is like this.
So how much does that cost?
This is like I don't know, maybe 100 euro or something. It's not.
And what's it called? This?
Rode.
And this is a what?
This is like a Steckmikrofon.
A what?
Steckmikrofon. So it's like
Steckmikrofon. Ja. Und dieses ist was ist denn das?
Das ist das wie so eine Transmitter. Also das ist das halt, du steckst das auch direkt hier und dann du kannst hier direkt.
Ja, und ich könnte das auch in meinem Samsung reintun.
Das macht keinen Unterschied, genau.
Ja.
Du musst nur so diese Software haben, das für Rode. Und da kannst du das direkt
also ich muss einfach die App nehmen von Rode.
Genau, das ist so eine App und dann, wenn du das Ding kaufst und dann du steckst das einfach, genau.
Ja,
du kannst ein Foto machen. Ich kann dir das auch mal Link schicken.
Ja.
Link, ja?
Weil
genau.
ich möchte einen Podcast machen, wo ich einfach zusammenfasse. Wenn du meine Website anschauen würdest, und ich sage nicht, dass du das solltest.
Ja, ich habe das schon geschaut.
Anyway, I'm trying to summarize it all under the art of city making. Ich könnte sagen, the art of world making.
You know what? Yeah, I just like this art of belonging.
Art of is the key thing. Art of.
Yeah, super nice. Yeah, but thank you so much for your time. Can we make a selfie?
Yeah.